Gentlelady is recognized for 2 minutes.
I thank the gentlelady from Colorado, both for her leadership, and I thank the gentleman, Mr. Pitts, because in actuality, this is not a debate on people's conscience and what you believe in. It is a debate and a question of the law. First of all, the underlying legislation that we have before us is likely to be ruled unconstitutional. And it's likely to do so because it meets the very four corners of what the Supreme Court ruled the Texas law to be unconstitutional. And I'd venture to say that this bill was a copy of the Texas law. In 2014 and 2015, the Texas legislators tried to stop reproductive healthcare clinics by requiring them to have a hospital-style surgery center building and staffing requirements, leaving only 7 clinics to provide health care. The same thing where they threatened the same kind of thing, which would only leave 10 healthcare providers. Guess what, Madam Speaker? In 2014 and 2015, the Supreme Court of the United States ruled it unconstitutional and stopped the legislature in their tracks. That's what's going to happen to this legislation as well. Let me be very clear. The Planned Parenthood does not engage in selling body parts. Yes, as under the law, they do deal with fetal tissue research, which has saved millions of lives. Under the 1993 NIH Revitalization Act, it is unlawful for any person to knowingly acquire, receive, or otherwise transfer any human fetal tissue for valuable consideration if the transfer affects interstate commerce. They do not do this. The reason I know that, there's been no Department of Justice investigation, no Health and Human Services investigation, and in actuality, Mr. DeLayden, who is not the FBI, not the Department of Justice, has in fact engaged in a deleterious, dastardly, deceitful investigation, even stealing the ID of one of his fellow high school students. So I'm against this bill, and I'm against it for the good things that Planned Parenthood does. For example, in my state, there are 38 clinics. 150,000 young women are being served. 108,000 are contraceptive, and others are STI. Let me finish, Madam Speaker, by saying mammograms are not done in your doctor's office. You get a referral, and you go to a place where you can get a mammogram with a radiologist. If we would only discuss from facts, we would know that the underlying bill should be opposed. I oppose it, and I ask my colleagues to oppose it.
Gentlelady's time's expired. The chair recognizes the gentlewoman from Colorado.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I'm now pleased to recognize the distinguished gentleman